right, I got a mystery player for you. Player A, in his first 368 plate appearances for the Chicago Cubs, had 96 hits, 15 home runs, 49 RBI, and a 285 batting average. Player B, in his first 301 plate appearances as a Cub, 68 hits, 11 home runs, 32 RBI, and 264. So clearly, player B not quite as good as player A, but I will tell you they play the same position. Mm-hmm. And this also was basically their... It's not necessarily just their... It's the very beginning of their career.
These are guys who aren't Cubs anymore?
First year with the Cubs?
First year with the Cubs. Player A, 368 plate appearances, so not a full season. And player B, 301 plate appearances. I say player B's not getting enough respect.
Brax, can we pull that graphic back up?
These guys are currently on the Cubs right now.
Oh.
Thank you, sir.
No, but they played for the Cubs in the past.
These are Cubs.
Okay.
One of them is a current Cub.
Is number one, or is player B Michael Busch? He's got 11 home runs.
Player B is Busch, and our guy Gary has guessed it.
And
player A
Rizzo.
Is Anthony Rizzo's debut.
There you go.
For the Cubs. And, obviously, Busch is going to have a few more plate appearances here before the All-Star break. But think of the hype. The reason I wanted to look this up, and I didn't know how close it was going to be, is we were sitting, and I think I was talking to Corey last week, and I was saying, I don't think Busch gets enough credit. Now,
no, I don't think
just
so
just on last night's podcast, Corey and Brendan were talking about Busch and how good he's been this season, and Brendan kind of threw a little cool water on it and said, well, the way he's getting to these numbers is volatile. And he laid out some graphs and some stats and stuff of things that maybe it's not sustainable that he'll always be doing what he's doing. But I say, think of the hype that was around Anthony Rizzo. Now, he did it I believe this was when he was 23, and this is 26 for Michael Busch. But think of the hype around Rizzo, and there you see how he basically was starting his major league career. He had that little stint in San Diego, and now you see those almost same amount of plate appearances for Michael Busch. People are just like, that's a guy in the lineup. That's the way I feel most people look at him. And I would say he's been pretty good.
Yeah,
he's been pretty good this first half of the season. We talked about Shota working out so far and getting respect. I think Busch is another guy that at least deserves a tip of the hat here for the first half of the season.
You can argue he should be on the All-Star team because they put Pete Alonso on the All-Star team, and he's having a better year than Pete Alonso.
Don't get the Mets fans mad.
I don't care. Clip it, send it to him. I don't give a shit. Fuck him.
Sorry, Will.
But, he's been great. He's been awesome. And
yeah,
if there's, again, like I said about Shota, if there's been any good signs about this team, if you wanted me to list a few good things for this team in the first half of the year, it's been Michael Busch. And I know he struggled in May a little bit, so maybe that's why Brennan thinks he could be more volatile, but he had to go through those adjustments because the league had adjusted to him. And then over his last month and a half or so, he's been pretty good. And I think you would like more power, but the fact that he gets on base, the fact that he gets extra base hits.
Defense has improved.
Defense has improved at first base as the season has moved along. And he can play multiple positions too. Like he has played some second. I just think the fact that he's a left-handed bat is a big thing too.
With the ability to slug. Yeah. I mean, I look at Busch's season in kind of chunks. So to start, obviously the first few weeks he had that one stretch of was it 5 home runs and
right. Yeah,
5 games with a home run in a row. He had 6 pretty quickly. So from the start of the year through April 26th, he had I think it was 6 home runs, but he was hitting 289, had a 902 OPS. He was looking really good. And then the obvious, or just the rookie struggles that you would expect a guy like that first full season in the big leagues, the stuff you'd expect him to go through from the April 27th through May 26th, so about a month, was 26 games for him. He hit 173, 581 OPS, and just the 1 home run. So, like, there was a good month or so of games where he just wasn't hitting well. I think you can attribute that to, like, pitchers getting more data on him, general rookie struggles. Like, you don't obviously want it to last as long as it did, but, like, it did, and that happens. That happens with rookies. You see it a lot with rookies as far as, like, they're just not ready to face big league pitching every day, and they're going to go through their struggles. But then you got Michael Busch since May 28th, so starting with May 28th through yesterday's game, he's got 4 home runs. He's hitting 310, and he's got a 920 OPS. That's 34 games. That's the biggest stretch of games in those 3 that I talked about. So he's had his ups and downs for sure. But right now what you're seeing is a guy, he may not be hitting home runs it's still 4 home runs in about a month's worth of game. Like, that's fine for a guy with rookies. This guy that's a rookie, right? He's got 7 doubles, has knocked in 11 he's 11 RBIs during that time. The strikeout rate has dipped down a little bit lower to where you wanted it to be. It's still kind of high, but a little bit lower to where you closing in on where you want it to be, I think. And yeah, like I said, like a 920 OPS, 310 batting average over 34 games. Like, just a guy that's a rookie, a guy that's his first full year in the big leagues. Like, you're gonna take that every single day. And, like, Quick Counsel has mentioned it multiple times. Like, even when Busch was going through the struggles, like, he would say Michael Busch is having a very good first full season in the big leagues. Like, he'd say it, and he'd just not necessarily like excusing it, but like qualifying and giving the context of the fact that it is his first full season in the big leagues, and you have to remember that and keep that in mind when you're evaluating him. But, like, I would also argue that we may just be past that and can just say he's having a good season. Like, not just first full season in the big leagues, whatever. Like, he may just be having a good season. I think we can start saying that. He's just having a good season in the big leagues.
I'm not saying he's Anthony Rizzo. I'm not saying he's the cornerstone of your lineup moving forward. I'm not saying you have Paul Goldschmidt on your hands. But I think you got a piece back that is showing some return when you traded away one of your top pitching prospects. So let's see where it goes. I think Busch, at the very least, seems like a good fit on this team.
We all silly like the mayor.